Good day, everyone. My name is Nzali Bangisi, and I'm from the Sports Science Institute of South Africa. And I want to welcome you to another session of our Home of Fit series with Total Sports. For those of you who are joining us today and who are new and joining us with this session, we will be doing a core and mobility session. As we know that life has changed, our lifestyles have changed quite drastically during this time, so mobility and core strength are two important things that you want to add into your exercise regime or your everyday routine. So we're going to start with the mobility session or section of today's session, and all you need again today is just your mat and yourself a bottle of water. All right, so we're going to be starting on the floor. You will need a wall or something solid that you can put your body against. And I put my towel over here because I'm going to be kneeling on my towel, just for some cushioning for my knee. Remember that if you have any injuries of any sort, make sure that you get the go-ahead or the thumbs up from your physiotherapist, your biokineticist, or your GP physician before you do any of these exercises. And please make sure that you're not going through any pain when you are doing these exercises. All right, so I'm kneeling against my wall with the opposite knee or the opposite leg that is away from the wall. As you can see, my legs are at 90 degrees. And I'm going to put my arm up against the wall, and I'm going to go into this thoracic rotation, right? So I'm just going to open up the arm closest to the other side, and I'm going to feel a nice stretch in my thoracic spine, and I'm going to come back together. So you want to try to keep your arm level into that T position as you're opening up. And I'm going to do 10 opens this side. Remember, you want to exhale through that opening as you're just getting that spine nice and mobile. We can be quite fixed in some positions when we're sitting in front of the computer. And so these are very nice to just open up the chest and to give some rotation and mobility in that thoracic spine. Okay, so we've got 2 more left on this side. And that's perfect. Now you're going to swap over to the other side. I'm just going to turn around here. Remember, you have the opposite leg that is away from the wall up in front of you in that 90-degree bend. My other leg is also bent behind me. Put my arm up against the wall, both arms up, and I'm going to open to the other side. Now you can feel which side is a little bit tighter than the other. Oof. Breathe through the motion. That's 3. As you can see, my eyes following my thumb at all times. 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, and 10. Perfect. Okay, now we've got some mobility in your thoracic spine. You're going to go onto your mat and you're going to be on all fours in your quadruped position. And we're going to do a variation of a cat-cow. So you want to isolate the lower back. Instead of going into that cat-cow stretch in the whole spine, I want you to now, today, we're going to just isolate the lower back. So we're going to extend in the spine. As you hollow out your stomach, bring your belly button up to your spine. Going to just round that lower back and feel that nice stretch opening up into the lower back. And then you're going to uncurl as we flex in the back. So you can see that little loop there in my back. And we're going to go again. Remember, now we're doing just isolating that lower back. Breathe. Press through the belly button and release. We're also doing this 10 times. Exhale. Activate the abdominal muscles and gently lift. Exhale to push. Just opening up that lower back. Make sure you're activating and pushing through that belly button as you go into that extension. And you flex. And we've got 2 more to go. Nice and slow. Make sure you feel that back opening up. And relax. Perfect. Now we're going to go into your child's pose. So keep your knees hip width apart, and you're going to bring your bum down to your heels. As you reach your arms out in front of you, drop your head in between your arms and just get your spine, so tailbone in, get that spine nice and stretched out. Breathe for a moment. And you're going to lift and extend your legs behind you as you go into your cobra stretch. And now you're going into that extension in the back. Make sure that you don't push through pain. You're opening up your hips here. You're opening up your frontal abdominals. And you're going to go back into your child's pose. And come up into your cobra, nice and slowly. And back. Push those hands through the mat and come back, bum to heel. Breathe through each motion. You really want to stretch that out, tailbone down to the ground. Lift up, open up the hips. And you're going to do 2 more. Into your last one. And that's it. For the last one, you're going to stand. You want to separate your feet a little bit wider than your hips, because you're going to go down, elbows in between the knees, and you're just going to hold your feet, right? So you're in this bear stance. My chest is still facing a little bit up, and my elbows are pushing my knees out. So we're trying to get some mobility in the hip as well. And now we're going to add the chest. So you're going to push, and your eyes follow your thumb again, over up to the ceiling. As this elbow pushes out that knee, I'm opening up my chest and my groin at the same time, and I come down. We're going to do 10 each side. You want to hold for about 3 seconds, eyes following your thumb, and down. 3. Remember to keep pushing your knee out with this elbow as you lift. Last 2. And that was your mobility for today. Okay, so now your body is feeling a little bit more mobile, and we can start into our core section for today. Right, you're going to be lying on your back for the first exercise. Right, so when you're in this position, remember the activation. So belly button to spine, you're activating your abdominal muscles. A light imprint in your back on the mat. Your feet are still hip distance apart, feet flat on the ground, hands next to you. We're going to go into a bridge. So remember the bridge, you want to imprint your spine, use your glutes to lift your hips off the ground to the ceiling. And with this one, we're going to now lift. We're going to go into a single leg bridge. So you're going to squeeze your right glute a little bit tighter as you try to balance. So what you don't want to see is that your hip drops. Right, so this is a lot of core control here, as well as glute strength. So squeeze your right glute a little bit tighter as I lift this left leg up to the ceiling. And I'm going to open up into that abduction, and I'm going to lift. So that is the exercise we'll do. So you keep your hips up throughout that movement as your leg goes in and out. We're going to do 5 each side. Right, so control, keep that belly button to spine, activate, nice and strong. Make sure your hips do not tilt. Nice bridge to start. Squeeze that glute, lift the leg, and we're going 5 open. 1, no drop in your hip. 2, don't go too far that you start collapsing. 3, you want to control as much as possible. 4, last one. 5, perfect. Leg down, keep yourself in that bridge position. Squeeze that left glute a little bit tighter. Lift the right leg up and go to the side. 1, 2, 3, keep that control. 4, glutes up. And 5. Leg down and go down back into neutral position. That was good, guys. So that was your single leg bridge abduction for the first exercise. Second exercise, you're going to let your legs straight, lying on your back with your arms up above your head. We're going to go into a butterfly crunch. It's where you lift and you touch your elbows together at the same time, bringing your arms up and together. Right. So obviously that is a harder version. If you want to make it a little bit easier, you can modify by just keeping your legs on the ground, touching your elbows. The point is to squeeze your knees into your chest so you feel that beautiful squeeze in the abdominals. We're going to go for 10 butterfly crunches. Right, let's get ready. 1. Keep your legs and arms off the ground with each rep if you're doing the harder version. Otherwise, modified version, legs on the ground. Keep going. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Well done. That was your butterfly crunch. And the last one we're going to do is your jackknife. So basically, straight arm, straight leg. You want to touch the opposite arm, opposite leg together, meeting in the middle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my left leg and my right arm. So my left arm is onto the side, balancing and almost helping me push up. Right, so you meet with your upper body and your leg in the middle. So completely off the ground and back down. Okay, we're going to do 10 each side. 1, you want to kind of pause in the middle to get that squeeze. Your hip flexors are also working really hard here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Remember, if you want a modified version, you don't have to go all the way up. You can just go down and meet in the middle, or you just bend your knee and in, and you can meet in the middle. Right. We're going for the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well done. That was our first set done. Catch a sip of water before we start again with the first exercise. And we're doing 3 sets, remember? So that was 1 set. Remember, we started with our single leg bridge. So stay on your back. Right, activate. Please don't forget to activate. So you want to make sure that your ribs are not flaring. Close those ribs up by just connecting your ribs. Right, just take a moment to look up, make sure that your ribs are not flaring. Belly button down to spine, light imprint in the mat. We're starting off with a bridge. You squeeze the right glute a little bit tighter. Keep your hips nice and stable. Lift the leg up and open. 1, 2, squeeze. 3, 4, 5, and down. And you're going to go to the other side. Squeeze that left glute. Make sure that it keeps you up. Hips are stable. Right leg up and open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Leg down, slowly come down, back down to your neutral position. Next is your butterfly crunch, legs out straight, arms up above your head. Meeting in the middle, modified version, keep your legs on the ground. We're going for 10 of these. 1, 5. Keep that squeeze, knees into chest. Last one, 10. Well done. Then we go into our jackknives. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Meeting up in the middle, chest fully up. And let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we swap over to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Well done. That was your second set done. Catch your breath, and we're going to go straight to the third set, which is our last set for this round. Right, make sure you're still with me. We're starting off with our single leg bridges. Right, activate. Do not forget to activate. Make sure your belly button is down to your spine. Getting that beautiful activation, ribs down, and going into our bridge. Nice and slowly using your glutes, please. Push your heels into the ground as you lift. Hips are stable. Lift the leg and open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, make sure that your hips are not rotating as you're going down. Keep your hips facing straight up to the ceiling. And we're going to the other side. Squeeze that left glute. Make sure it's stable. Lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slowly lower down your bridge. Extend your legs up. Hands up overhead into our butterfly crunches. Keep those ribs down, nicely activated. Remember, modified version, you can just keep your legs on the ground as you touch your ankles, knees into chest as you pause. Okay, we're going for 10 of these. 1, As you can see, my arms and my legs are not going on the ground. Into your last one. And that's 10. Good. And we're doing our last one into our jackknives. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Meeting up in the middle. Make sure your chest is fully off the ground. 2, 3, 4, 5. Control as much as you can. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You want to avoid having those jerky movements up and down because then you'll be using momentum. You want to control as much as possible with your core and your hips as you're going up into that jackknife. Let's move on to the other side. As you finish off the set, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Well done. Okay guys, you can get a quick break as we're going to move on to our last 2 exercises. Grab some water. And as I talk through it, you can still catch some water, catch your breath. I will be showing you the next 2 exercises, right? So these next 2 exercises, we're going to be timing them. We're going to go for 30 seconds each movement. And there's going to be 2 exercises. So we are going to be on prone on our hands. So the first one is we're going to be doing a slow mountain climber. It is a variation of a normal mountain climber, but the point here is to activate and to crunch as much as we can in that abdominal area. Right, so the first one is a slow mountain climber, but we're going to be translating the knee up and down as we're going in. Right, so what I mean is, you're in that high plank position. Remember, high plank position, you want your wrist straight underneath your shoulder, so directly underneath, so that you can get that nice strong shoulder position. Make sure that you're also not sagging into that position when you're up in your position. So push through your shoulder blades. Make sure your shoulder blades are nice and strong. Avoid shrugging. Keep your shoulders away from your ears, and make sure that your back is nice and strong. So we're in that high plank position, and the normal mountain climber is basically knee to chest. But what we're going to do today, we're going to go knee to chest, up, down, and back. And we'll be alternating sides. So what you want to imagine is as you bring your knee in towards your elbow, you're going to translate that knee up towards your armpit, down, and back out. And you're going to be alternating each side. We're obviously going to be counting for 30 seconds. The second one we're going to be doing is a side plank rotation series, right? So I'm going to show you that one before we go. So in your side plank position, this is now obviously the harder version. So legs stacked on top of each other, or one in front of the other. Right, so I prefer with my legs stacked up, hand up to the ceiling, up into that plank position, side plank position. My elbow is still directly underneath my shoulder. I'm not sagging into my shoulder, I keep it nice and strong. Elbow away from, shoulder away from my ear, hand up. So what you're going to do here is bring that elbow in between the other elbow as you rotate and lift. Rotate, lift. So it has to be a very controlled movement, keeping your hips up at all times and just rotating through that motion. So you want to be working through that oblique, so you want to lift that hip as much as possible. Otherwise, if you find that's too hard, all you can do is stay in that side plank and just dip. Halfway, you'll move on to the other side. Right, so we're starting with the high plank slow mountain climbers, and we'll be timing for 30 seconds. Right, let's get ready. Wrists underneath shoulders, back is nice and strong. We're going in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Up and down. In, up, down. Good, you'll feel that nice activation as you bring the knee up towards your armpit. Good, keep going. 10 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Good. And we're going straight to the second exercise, into that side plank. And we're starting in 3 seconds, 2, 1, lift. Keep that hip up as we twist over, lift. Good. Keep that movement nice and controlled. Make sure your hips are nicely stacked as you're in this position, facing up, and twist over. Control as much as you can. 5 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Those are your 2 movements. Let's move on to the first one, into that slow mountain climber. We got 30 seconds each exercise. We're starting in the next 5 seconds. Get ready. 3, 2, 1, and lift. That's it, keep going. 3 seconds, and 1. Relax. Straight into your side plank. Get ready, we're starting in 3, 2, 1. Lift and rotate. Control. Move your feet as you need to. Keep those hips up. Ten seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Hang in there, guys. We've got one more set left. We're ready. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Keep it moving. 5 seconds. And 1. Well done. Into your last one, side plank. Let's get ready. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Lift. Shoulder nice and strong as you rotate. Keep those hips up. Almost there. 5 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Great stuff, guys. That was good core activation, some nice mobility in the beginning. I hope you guys enjoyed the session and we're all nice and sweaty. Abdominals are getting stronger and stronger each week. For the rest of the week, we need to stay tuned onto the Total Sports page. For the rest of the week, we have other sessions tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. with Olivia. We have the yoga session. Try joining that session, getting some nice tips for those yoga movements. And if you need anything else, like other routines that you want to add to your exercise routines, please visit the website info@cisa.com so that you can get a variety of things from us biokineticists so we can assist you with those exercises. Otherwise, that is it from me, Nzali, and I'll see you guys next week. Enjoy.